What is going on, you guys? It's Extreme here, and welcome back to another episode of my Road to Max Prestige. This is episode 51, and sadly, this will be our final episode of this series in its current incarnation. The reason for that is because I asked you guys a little while back if you thought it'd be a good idea for me to do a podcast, and the response was pretty popular, pretty positive. So yeah, I'm going forward with that. And so for a bunch of different reasons, which I will try and get into while I have time here, that's what I'm doing. And so I would like to formally announce that starting next Friday, right here on my channel at 9 a.m. Pacific, the first episode of the Road to Max Prestige podcast will be going live here, and hopefully it's something that you guys will enjoy. Now, one thing I want to note is these podcasts are not going to be like this series is. You know, the videos are not going to be limited to just however long a single match is. They'll be as long as I talk about them. So you're going to get about 30 minutes or more, at least for sure, 30 minutes or longer episodes. That is kind of one of the rules I've set for that series. But beyond that, that's it. The episodes have to be at least 30 minutes or more and feature Call of Duty gameplay. That's it. But that being said, a big thing that is changing is I'm no longer going to actually be trying to reach Max Prestige. The only reason the podcast is going to get that title is because this series has been on my channel for almost 3 years. This has been and is the longest running series I've done. I mean, I've got over, as of this episode, 606 episodes of Road to Max Prestige on my channel, and I couldn't just throw it away, you guys. I mean, that's a lot of time invested and a lot of stuff I've shared with you guys. Some good, some bad. Okay, there's a lot of bad in there, unfortunately. But I've enjoyed doing this series, and I don't want to completely kill it off, if you will. So that's why I'm keeping the name. And I'm still going to talk about the same things I talk about in this series. I'm still going to be sharing my thoughts and opinions on things. I'm still going to do story time. I'm still going to have all of that kind of content for you guys. It's just going to be in a different format. So I hope you guys will stay tuned for the first episode. I'm excited to do it. I got my first taste of doing a podcast during my Blind Guardian series, and I had fun with that. You know, granted, the only reason that even happened was because of audio issues, but I had a lot of fun with that, and I wanted to explore it more, but I don't think I need to. I think I'm ready to do something like that. This has been suggested to me for a very long time, actually, and I never wanted to do it because I just didn't see how it would make sense. And a big part of that is because the stuff I would have talked about, I've talked about in this series forever, so it kind of defeats the purpose. But that's why I'm ending it, you know. But again, the whole trying to reach Max Prestige, that issue is something I haven't really discussed yet. And see, the thing is, I recently realized that a big part of why I've not played as much as I could is because, well, when you're being forced to do something, at least for me, this is what happens. When I'm being forced to do something I don't really want to do, yeah, it never goes well. And that's pretty much what happened with this series. It's a big part of why this season has been so light. There have been other reasons, but that's a big contributing factor. So that's done. I'm not going to try and go for Max Prestige anymore. I'm just going to play the game, have fun, and enjoy myself. And, you know, maybe I won't worry so much about my gameplay either. Or maybe I'll run around a little more, act a little stupid. I'll try out guns that I normally would look at and be like, fuck that shit. So, yeah. Hopefully that's something you guys are interested in. And like I said, hopefully you will, you know, continue to support the channel, me, and this series, even though it's changing in a much more positive way. I mean, technically, yeah, that series is changing, but in reality, it's kind of not. Like, they are really two different things, and you'll see why soon enough. Or actually, I just tell you, the main reason is the format's changing. I'm not going to be talking about individual things. I'm going to talk about multiple things. I'm going to talk about a week's worth of shit, man, every single week, if not more. So, yeah, that's the deal. Again, I hope you guys will check it out. I hope you guys will like it. And I want to take this moment to thank everyone that has ever subscribed to my channel, supported this series, and supported me doing what I'm doing here on YouTube. I immensely appreciate it, and I can never truly thank you guys enough for that. You guys are a big part of why I keep doing what I do, and will continue to do what I do. So stick around. I promise I will be putting a lot of effort into this series, and it's for you guys more or less that I'm doing. That being said, I want to give you guys my final thoughts and opinions on Black Ops 3. And the truth is, I actually do enjoy the game. My only major gripe is not about the gameplay, it's not about the balancing, not even about the maps. No. I hate the supply drop system. Fucking immensely. You know, I get why Treyarch decided to go this route. It was very successful for Sledgehammer. But my problem with the supply drop system is that, well, I don't mind a lottery-based thing for cosmetic features. That doesn't bother me. I don't mind a lottery-based system for things that don't affect the overall gameplay. The moment you start adding shootable weapons, okay? Because, I mean, let's be honest. You have those melee weapons, and yeah, some would say, oh, those melee weapons, they shouldn't be there too. I think the melee weapons could be in there because not everyone cares about the melee. I mean, personally, I try very hard to avoid using melee in this game, so that's a thing. But the guns should not be in there because they're not something that you can really balance for when such a small sample of the community is using them. How do you balance those things when not everyone has their hands on them? Those things become extremely ungodly overpowered. I mean, I heard a story about a pistol that could one-shot across the fucking map. I'm just saying. So, I really don't like the supply drop system, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. I will endorse it to some extent, but I won't support it. And by that I mean I'm not going to spend any money on it. I will use the system that's available in-game, but I will not spend money on it in any way, shape, or form, because I think it's a nice system. I do like what it was originally intended to be, because if you go back to when this game was launching, fucking Vonderhaar flat out said, supply drop system will not be about weapons, it'll be just about cosmetic features. You won't have to worry about getting weapons through the supply drop system, yada, yada, yada. Oh, wait. And what'd you do? You know, one of these days, someone is going to take all these pre-release and release date comments from these developers, from these publishers, and they're going to take them all, put them together, and then they're going to go sue the fuck out of one of these companies that goes back on their word. Just saying, it's going to happen. But it ain't going to be me, because I ain't got money for a lawyer. So, anyways, like I said, my final thoughts, I like the game. I think it is a fun and enjoyable game. It is quite possibly the best Call of Duty we've had over the last few years. Although the movement system, I really wish this movement system would go away. It's not as bad as it was in Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare, I fucking hated that movement system with a passion. Oh, I fucking hated that shit. So, there's that. Speaking of Advanced Warfare, quick little side note. If you are still playing Advanced Warfare, I think it starts on the 24th and goes an entire week. Through the supply drop system, they're basically guaranteeing you weapons, supposedly. I don't know how that whole thing works, but yeah, apparently all next week you can get some pretty rare weapons and stuff each and every day through the supply drop system. It's like heavily weighted, some bullshit. I don't honestly know how it works. But yeah, so if you want to go ahead and take advantage of that, please do. I might actually jump on just for the fuck of it. So that's a thing. But before I end this, and I want to very briefly make mention of it, fucking Pokemon Go. Look, I have no opinion regarding the game myself because I haven't really played it. I do have it. But here's my only statement on it right now. I'll have a much more descriptive comments in the first episode of the podcast, but if you're playing that game while you're driving your car, I hope something very bad happens to you. I'm just saying. Thank you guys so very much for everything. I will see you guys again very, very soon. Until next time, adios.